All right, let's get right into it. We have all been there, right? You ask an AI for some help with a lesson plan, and what you get back is, well, it's not quite what you had in mind. Today, we are going to fix that for good. We're going to break down exactly how you can talk to an AI to get precisely what you need every single time.
Here's the best way to think about AI. It's like having this brilliant intern, super eager, has read literally every book ever written, but has absolutely zero real-world experience. It has no idea who your students are, what your classroom is like, or your unique teaching style. It only knows what you tell it. And if you're vague, well, you get vaguely useless results.
And this just shows the problem perfectly. Look on the left, a super vague request. Make a lesson about communication. What does our brilliant intern do? It hands you a PhD-level thesis on linguistics. I mean, it's technically correct, but completely useless for your class. Now, look at the right, a specific, detailed prompt. The difference in what you get back, it's night and day. Specificity is everything.
So how do we get from that confusing mess to crystal clarity? Well, the solution is a skill that people are calling prompt engineering. And trust me, it is not nearly as technical as it sounds. Really, it's just a simple 7-step checklist for giving that intern of yours crystal clear instructions. Let's walk through it together.
First up, role. You have to tell the AI who it is supposed to be. I mean, think about it. A university lecturer is going to explain something very differently than, say, a workplace mentor, right? By assigning a role, you're basically telling the AI which hat to wear, what kind of words to use, and what perspective it should take.
So, instead of just saying, act as a teacher, a really great prompt would be something like this. Act as an experienced adult education teacher specializing in generative AI and teaching to adults. See how specific that is? You're setting the type of teacher, their specialty, and who they teach. This precision, right here, sets the entire foundation for a useful response.
Okay, on to step 2, and you'll see how these start to build on each other. The task. Don't just say, help me out. You need to be the director here. Use strong, active verbs. Are you asking it to create something brand new, summarize a really dense article, or maybe even critique a piece of student work? You've got to be the boss.
And look at how clear a specific task can be. For example, create a detailed lesson plan for a 45-minute workshop. Boom! The AI knows its exact mission. It's not just any plan, it's a detailed plan, and it's for a 45-minute workshop. Every single word here is just chipping away at any possible confusion.
Now for the context. Where is all this taking place? Is it a loud, bustling classroom, a quiet online course, a one-on-one tutoring session? Giving the AI context helps it understand all the practical logistics and the constraints of the environment your lesson is actually going to live in.
For instance, you could add, this lesson will take place in a physical classroom in the evening. All participants have their own laptop. This one sentence tells the AI so much. It's not a virtual class, energy levels might be lower because it's the evening, and hands-on digital activities are a definite possibility. See? These little details matter a lot.
Okay, step 4, and I'm going to say it, for any teacher, but especially in adult education, defining your target group is probably the most critical step of them all. Who are you teaching? What do they already know? What gets them excited? What are they maybe a little scared of?
This is just a fantastic example of a well-defined audience. We know their job, their English level, which is B1, and we even know their emotional state, motivated but nervous. That is huge. It lets the AI tailor the content to be supportive, encouraging, and pitched at the absolute perfect level. All right, the crucial point of step 5, parameters, is all about you taking control of the output's structure. This is where you set the rules of the game. You get to decide if the answer should be a table, a neat bulleted list, or even a script. You define the length and the specific things it absolutely has to include.
And this just brilliantly shows that control in action. You're not just going to get a giant wall of text. You're demanding a neat, organized table with specific columns that you want. This is how you get a resource that you can actually use the second you get it with no extra work.
So let's move on to step 6, tone of voice. This is all about how the information should feel. The exact same content can be delivered in 100 different ways. For adult learners, respectful, encouraging tone is usually your best bet. But hey, you could ask for it to be formal or funny or even strict if you want it.
This part of the prompt makes sure that the output is accessible and respectful. By telling it to be encouraging, simple, and professional, and to avoid complex jargon, you're making sure the language is going to connect with those B1 level nervous teachers we defined earlier. See how all the steps are starting to link together now?
And finally, step 7, extra information. This is your catch-all. It's your chance to add any other critical details. You could paste in a quote from an article you like, reference a specific teaching theory, or give it one final instruction on how to behave. This is the step that really grounds the AI in your world.
Oh, this is such a pro move. You're telling the AI to check back in with you before it does all the heavy lifting. It puts you firmly in the driver's seat and lets you review a quick draft and make adjustments before it generates the final polished product. That is total control.
Okay, so we've looked at all 7 steps one by one. Now it's time for that aha moment. Let's put them all together and build one powerful, comprehensive, basically impossible to misunderstand mega prompt.
And here it is, the whole shebang. Role, task, context, target group, parameters, tone, and that extra info, all working in harmony. An experienced adult ed teacher creating a detailed 45-minute lesson for nervous B1 level teachers in a classroom formatted as a table with an encouraging tone who is told to ask questions first. You know, with a prompt this good, that brilliant intern of yours simply cannot fail.
So, why go through all this trouble? Because mastering this skill isn't just some neat little trick. It's a genuine superpower for educators. It gives you back your most valuable resource, time, and it seriously expands your creative toolkit.
The benefits here are just huge. First, efficiency. You get materials you can actually use on the very first try. Second, differentiation. You can take one great prompt and just tweak the target group part to instantly create versions for different learners. And third, creativity. By asking the AI to take on unusual roles, you can brainstorm ideas from totally new and unexpected perspectives.
Now that you get the framework, it is time to move from just learning to actually doing. It's your turn to get behind the wheel and put this checklist to work for you. So you have the 7-step checklist. You've seen how it can transform a foggy idea into a powerful, precise instruction. The only question left is, are you ready to master the machine?
So here's your challenge. I want you to think of a real task, something you need to get done for your work this week. Maybe it's drafting an email, creating a worksheet, or outlining a short presentation. Use this 7-step framework, role, task, context, all of it, to build your own mega prompt. Go on, try it right now. You're not just learning a new skill, you're building your very own superpowered assistant.